Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, Handful of Daisies DIY. If you're new here, I'm Elaine. Thanks so much for stopping by. It's been a little while since I posted a video. Sometimes life just gets in the way. I do have a full-time job and I've just been crazy busy. But today we're back and I've been working on some wood signs using my laser cutter. So if that's something you're interested in, stick around and let's get started. For our first set of signs, I'm going to use these frames that I picked up at Walmart after Christmas last year. They're going to work out well. The red frames are way too bright and the wrong colors, so I'm going to be using Waverly white chalk paint and duck egg from Dixie Belle. So the first thing I'm going to do is take off the hangers on the back. They have really tiny screws. So I have this small set of screwdrivers. I'm going to use that to get these screws off and then just put them in the lid. Like I said, they're so small. I didn't want to lose them. We are going to be working on 4 of the same signs. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off all 4. These signs are going in my booth space set by the season. So I'm going to go ahead and paint the inside with the white. And it is like a cardboard backer. And it's been printed on. So I think the paint is going to work pretty well on it and not bow it out. Now I'm putting a pretty good amount of paint on there and then I'm just going to spread it out really well. You can do 2 or 3 coats, thin coats to cover this up, but I just started out with a thick coat. So of course I'm going to use my hair dryer to dry those up because I'm impatient. As if you've seen any of my other videos, you know I use my hair dryer to dry most everything. So now I'm going to use the Dixie Belle and Duck Egg to do the frame. I love this color. I've used it on quite a few projects, whether it's furniture or mirrors or frames. It sells really well in my booth. And this is a little old and thick, so I'm just adding some water to it to thin it out a little bit so it spreads a little bit easier. And then just stir that up really well. The good thing about this paint is if it does get thick, you can easily water it down. So you don't end up wasting it because it's gotten too thick. Now, I didn't tape this off, which I probably should have. It would have been a whole lot easier to paint, but I'm just going to try to be careful and not get any of the duck egg on the white. Now, I don't have a really steady hand, so we'll see how well it works without taping it off. I may end up having to go back and just touch up a little bit of the white. did end up doing 2 coats of this, even though the paint was pretty thick. That red was a little hard to cover. You can see I did come back with a smaller brush and just clean it up a little bit on the inside. So I went ahead and did that on all 4 frames. Let me know what you think of the color. So next, I did go to my laser cutter and cut out a bunch of states. I do live in Virginia, so of course I'm cutting out the Virginia. Now this one is a bigger one that I used on a different sign, but I did cut out all of these small ones as well. And then also the word home. So I'm just placing the home on some masking tape so I can stain it without it moving around a whole lot. Again, I'm doing 4 signs all together. Now I did order these rounds from Temu. So they were really inexpensive and they cut out well on my laser cutter. If you haven't seen any of my Temu hauls, definitely go back and watch that. I'll list one below so you can check that out. I have ordered a lot from Temu. Some of their stuff is really, really good, some not so much. So you just have to pick and choose what you order from them. Now I'm going to stain these using a combination of Waverly antiquing wax and Waverly ink black. Adding the black to the Waverly antiquing wax just tones down the red a little bit because I don't really like the red tint on the antiquing wax. And then, of course, I added water to water it down so it is more like a stain. Now, as you can see, some of these states I have laid out backwards. I was just working through everything and not really realizing that I had them backwards. I didn't need to stain the back of them, but you'll see in the end I did come back and do them correctly. I'm doing the same thing to the word home. And when you're making multiples, it's so much easier just to do all of the process at one time. That way, when you're ready to put it together, it's just a whole lot easier. So the next thing, I'm using this wood glue, super glue that I picked up at Dollar Tree. It works really well. I'm just going to put it on there and then spread it all the way out to make sure my edges are glued down. Like I said, I am selling these in my booth at By the Season. So I want them to be adhered really well. I don't want them to fall off. So you can see I am putting them correctly.
If I had 1,000 tongues, I would sing with everyone. Voices like a mountain song. Sing, you are my only one.
And then for the words, since they're not all attached together, I'm just going to put another piece of masking tape on the top and then turn it over and peel the tape off the bottom. That way I can get the glue on it and put it down exactly how it needs to be.
Oh my, oh my, oh my days. Life is wonderful.
Masking tape is definitely your friend on this type of project.
Life is wonderful. Never understood, but life can be this good.
I wasn't sure how I was going to put it on, whether I was going to do it straight across or like catty cornered, but I ended up just putting it straight across.
I would launch 1,000 ships just to be about your lips.
And then it was done. So that was a really quick project. I did the same thing on all four. And here's a look at how it turned out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So for the next ones, we're going to be using those rounds as the base of the sign. So I'm using the same white paint in Waverly to do the base.
Tell them all to sail away.
And then I'm using the actual base that I cut out to make the sign. So I'm not wasting anything. That way I can make one sign out of the base and another sign out of the actual cutouts that I did. Now I stained these with the same stain that I used before, and I'm using the same wood glue.
Just to see you every day. Oh my, oh my, oh my days.
And you can see I have my little homes on my masking tape already.
Life is wonderful. Life is wonderful.
And I'm just going to lay something heavy on this to make sure that those two rounds adhere together. So the next one, I'm using the white base round, and then I'm actually using the cutout to make this one. So when you can find several ways to make signs like this without wasting, it's so much more cost effective.
Life is wonderful. Life is wonderful. Never
Again, just using that masking tape on the top so I can pull off the back and put the glue on.
understood, but life can be this good. If I lived 1,000 lives, I'd spend them all with you beside. Never
And using a small brush to get the glue on the back of that home.
ending double. Never ending days with you. Oh my, oh my, oh my days.
So I decided to put this one on catty cornered. Since it's round, it worked out much better that way.
Oh, life is wonderful. Oh, life is wonderful.
And here's a look at how they turned out. Let me know what you think about these in the comments below. Now, I made this third sign up for my son. Of course, he is from Virginia. That's where our home is, but he lives in North Carolina now, so that's his home as well. So I made him with both states. I did also spray all of these signs with polyacrylic spray to seal them in. I hope you liked today's video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps my channel grow. Also, if you're not already subscribed, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button and join our DIY family. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.